So first of all, I'm very excited to be part of the DCN forum in Odesa as the person who was the alumnus of the very first exchange wave of the DCN back in 2015. So it's a great pleasure to continue working with the DCN for the last 5 years or even more than that. And now I'm working for the Thomson Reuters Foundation and came here to talk a bit more about the Russian disinformation in Ukraine and also what disinformation means for our understanding of the Ukrainian audiences, so their consumption and their trust towards the content that they consume. Because ultimately we are looking at the way how the audience's behaviors change as a result of their information consumption and their trust to the sources of information. So this is something that we are going to talk a lot about tomorrow during the thematic panel discussion. But for now, I'm just very excited to meet a lot of the people who I'm meeting for the first time, or for those who I've just met in Zoom calls during the pandemic. But now it's great to actually meet in person, exchange views, and look for more new, interesting areas for collaboration. Well, there is one Ukrainian journalist who told a very interesting remark about disinformation and the media activity right now, and it almost feels like the media outlets have to scream at the top of their lungs to be heard by the audience. And in many ways, this is still the case today, that there is an increasing polarization of opinions, there is an increasing sensationalism and the kind of tendency for clickbaits in the news articles and media content generally. So I'd say that disinformation is escalating in terms of its volume, but also it becomes more sophisticated today because it's no longer fakes per se, but rather different shades of misinformation containing a grain of truth, which makes it more difficult to counter because there is a sort of a part of it is true and part is manipulation and misinformation. So the result is not only the need to debunk fakes, but rather build more long-term, meaningful, trustful relationships between independent media and their audience. And this is something that we at Thomson Reuters Foundation are trying to do within our projects. And also the kind of colleagues from DCN and the other colleagues are kind of keen to approach this issue from very different perspectives.